he never said no. And that's exactly why everything fell apart. At first, people loved him for it. They trusted him, relied on him, chose him. But one day, something shifted, not in them, in him. And by the time he realized what was happening, it was already too late. You've probably met someone like him, or maybe you are him, the one who avoids conflict, the one who says it's okay when it's not, the one who gives more than they receive and calls it kindness. But deep down, there's a quiet question. Why do people take me for granted? Why do I feel invisible, even when I do everything right? His name was Daniel. He was the kind of person everyone described as good, reliable, calm, easy to be around. At work, Daniel stayed late, even when no one asked him to. When others made mistakes, he covered for them. When someone needed help, he was always the first to say yes. "Thanks, man, you're the best," they'd say, and Daniel would smile. But something strange started happening. Promotions came, but not to him. Credit disappeared, even when the work was his. People stopped asking and started expecting. Have you ever noticed how quickly appreciation turns into assumption? At first, Daniel ignored it. He told himself, "It's not a big deal. I don't need recognition. I just want to be a good person." But slowly, the weight began to build. Late nights became routine, favors became obligations, and respect quietly faded. One evening, his manager walked over. "Hey, Daniel, I need you to fix this report tonight." Daniel glanced at the clock. It was already 7:30 p.m. He had plans, important ones, but instead of saying no, he nodded. "Sure." The word came out automatically, and in that moment, something inside him sank. Have you ever agreed to something and instantly regretted it? That night, Daniel sat alone in the office. The lights flickered, the building was silent, and for the first time, he didn't feel kind. He felt trapped. Why does saying yes feel easier than saying no? Why do we sacrifice ourselves just to avoid discomfort? And more importantly, why do people respect you less the more you give? Days passed. Daniel started noticing things he had ignored before. People interrupted him mid-sentence. They dismissed his ideas. Some didn't even say thank you anymore. And yet he kept being nice, not because he wanted to, but because he didn't know how to stop. Inside, something darker began to grow. Not anger, not exactly. It was quieter than that. Resentment, the kind that doesn't explode, but slowly poisons everything. He smiled on the outside, but inside he felt invisible, unseen, unvalued, replaceable. Have you ever felt like your kindness is being used against you? Here's what Daniel didn't understand. People don't treat you based on your intentions. They treat you based on your boundaries. When you're always available, you become expected. When you never say no, your yes loses value. And when you sacrifice your own needs repeatedly, you teach others to ignore them too. It's not cruelty, it's human nature. The brain is wired to conserve energy. So when someone makes life easier, people unconsciously rely on them more and respect them less. Kindness without limits doesn't create connection, it creates imbalance. And imbalance always leads to quiet disrespect. The breaking point came on a Friday. Daniel had worked all week on a major project. Late nights, extra effort, no complaints. During the team meeting, his manager presented the results. But something was off. Daniel's name wasn't mentioned, not once. The credit went to someone else. Daniel sat there, silent. No one noticed, no one questioned it. And in that moment, everything became clear. It wasn't that people were against him, it was that he had made himself invisible. By always stepping back, he had trained others to step over him. That night, something changed. The next time someone asked for a favor, he paused. It felt uncomfortable, unnatural, but this time he said something different. "I can't." The room didn't collapse. No one got angry. They simply moved on. And for the first time, Daniel felt something he hadn't felt in years: control. Being nice isn't dangerous, but being too nice without boundaries is, because kindness without self-respect is just silent self-destruction. If this made you think, you already know what to do next.